Hey you guys, so Dave and I have been living in our Winnebago EKKO for a little over a year now. Coffee. So we've been in extremely cold weather, extremely hot weather, and all the seasons in between. And the one question we still get asked is, how do you two live in such a tiny space with your two cats? So today we're going to take you through how we live in this tiny space, as well as some of the changes we made to make it feel a little bit more homey, the new 2023 upgrades that we've noticed on the new models coming that are a game changer, and of course the biggest mod we've made yet. So enough talk, let's get this started.
Just one more thing before I close the battery compartment. I wanted to point out that our inverter, we have the Xantrex 2000 watt inverter, which is housed right inside here. It's a pretty tight space. And actually, we'll show you how something has changed in 2023 when we're inside.
Hey, welcome back to the inside, you guys. So Dave just told you about the inverter. I'm gonna tell you what the 2023 models have done with that inverter. So the inverter, which used to be in that outside compartment, is now inside under the dinette seat where I'm sitting right now. And they moved that for obvious reasons. There's a couple of issues, and very well-known issues, that have happened with the inverter and its current position for the 2022 models. But Winnebago, what they have done is you can now take your 2022 in to get service to have that inverter and the wheel pump, which is in its current dinette area, swapped. So the inverter moves up, the wheel pump moves down, and it would cost you several thousands of dollars to have that done. Not sure the exact price of that. I'm sure things change all the time, but that is pretty much one of the 2023 upgrades that we don't have in this model, but we do have an option to get it swapped if we choose. For those of you that don't know, Desert Snow, how he got his name is because we are both from Boston and Las Vegas. So now that we got that out of the way, welcome to our living room space. Now on this side, now you're sitting in the captain's seats and I'm sitting in more of the lounge area. We actually did a couple things. The seats here are sort of these 3-point seats. They look like just traditional seats, but we wanted it to feel a little bit more on the homier side, like a couch, like a lounge seat. And so by adding this here, it just makes it feel like one fluid couch piece. One lounge chair, I guess you'd say. And I added some really cute cushions that I found online that works here as well. So during different seasons, I'll take this off and I'll change it to a different vibe. Same thing with the placemats that you see in our little dinette table here. These to me just kind of feel very homey. They're fun. They're actually homemade, that we got from a lovely woman at a campground out in Montana, and it was Virginia City. And it was wonderful meeting her, and she's very talented. So if you're watching this, thank you. Love them, love them, love them. But this is just another area that we use as a space to enjoy the entertainment. And what do you mean by entertainment? Well, just turn around and look up right over there. So the entertainment area. So this is our entertainment package that we opted for, which comes with a small television set. It comes with a JBL soundbar. I hate to say this because who really uses it nowadays, but we still do. Actually a Blu-ray, which works really well because it connects with your Netflix or YouTube or anything else you want to do as well. But we really enjoy this soundbar more than anything. Dave and I use this a lot, right?
Oh, a lot of times with music.
A lot, yeah. Just playing music, whatever you want to do while we're working or cooking or cleaning or just relaxing. But we've opted to get that because that's just something we really enjoy, and it works well for us. So I know we mentioned a couple of the changes happening to the 2023 Winnebago EKKO, such as the inverter and the wheel pump switch, but there are a few more we think you should know that we're pretty excited about. One as simple as hydraulic hinges being put into all of the cabinets that have magnets. So all of the overhang cabinets that have magnets are going to be replaced with that. There are new screens. So in our EKKO, we have two versions of them. So we have the older screens here, and when we were at the Grand National Rally, they replaced the two bedroom windows with the new ones. And so far, so good. Those screens work really well in keeping the bugs out, which is why they're changing them. But there's also something else. Hold on. So another key thing when folks tell us, well, how do you live in such a small space? Well, it's organization. Dave and I feel that by getting things organized in such a small space, it allows us to make use of every inch that we have. And that starts with our cabinetry, our pantries and things like that. So we've done a couple things over here just to make use of the space, and starting with our little pantry area. So our dishes, glasses, coffee mugs, plates, pans, and essentials like bread, cereal, sauces, things like that, all fit within this space right here. This space right here, this one holds our coffee pot.
And the all-important coffee.
All-important coffee. And a big thank you to our friends who have an EKKO as well, Sherry and Darren. If you guys are watching this, thank you. Well, Darren actually made these holders for us. So these holders here in such a small space allows us to stack. So we have, you know, spoons, forks, knives, and essentials and things like that underneath as well that we can get to for our kitchenware. Down is another one for our storage there. And in here what I've done is I've actually found these really cute drawers that slide out when you need them. So, and there's 4 in this space. So I have 4 drawers in this space. They're very basic, but they allow me to have a junk drawer to put our bathroom essentials and kitchen essentials and supplies right underneath this sink. So we can get quite a bit in there. And now we do have a pantry. I'll show you this here. A little pantry for our spices and everything nice is in coffee. And there's still room for other things in there. And I really enjoy having that sort of feels like home, you know, and as long as you keep things organized, you have no problem. Ah, the kitchen area. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys, this is super cute. I love this, although I don't use it as a cutting board. This design here was meant for this to be not only the sink placement, but on the other side to be used as a cutting board. I have a much nicer cutting board than this, so this doesn't get really used as a cutting board anymore. But it's not the deepest of sinks, I will say that, but we've made great use of it. And one of the things here, you might be saying, okay, well, where's your cooktop? Well, it's under here. We have a 2-burner Suburban propane, but we do not try to use that for cooking. We use an induction, especially on the inside, since we have 2 cats. And so an induction cooktop tends to cool faster, heats up fast and cools fast, and that's great for us. And you even notice here, I even love a little piece of home for having my places to put my knives. And my scissors, always available, and very strong and durable magnet. And I will mention, if you're curious about any of these products, we do have a link in the description box below where you can kind of go ahead and read a bit more about these products, from that to some of the other things we're talking about in the video. So I know you saw the counter space, wasn't a lot of counter space, but the cool design that I really appreciate is this lagoon table. It's a long lagoon table. So one, we use it for work when we need to use it for desk and work, but I also use this as an extension to my countertop. So that just takes it all the way back. Keep going, keep going. I got all that space. You see, way over there. But that's a great kind of multi-purpose use for this lagoon table that I really enjoy. So bare bottoms are always welcome in this RV. All right, so just to
Excuse me?
Bare.
Oh, wait.
Bare bottoms, welcome here.
Oh,
They're
never mind. Oh, okay.
Cute, cuddly.
Got it.
So anyway, to keep rolling on this kitchen, we really enjoy this space here. It might be tiny, but it is mighty. The biggest thing we like on the inside, right, Dave, is this ceiling
the height
heights.
is awesome, yeah.
I mean, look at that.
It's 6'8".
Look at that.
Yeah, I gotta do this, right?
That is.
I'm about like 6'2", right? And so it's 6'8" here, plenty of headroom. And that's not true in many other small rigs, like some of these Class B vans, I mean, almost all are gonna be much lower than this. This was important for us.
Absolutely. I will say one thing. So for us, we're pretty tall. So a lot of these conveniences that are higher up are great for us. Like the lovely microwave that we have here. Also the freezer, the refrigerator, freezer. So yeah, we gotta defrost.
We gotta defrost it a bit.
That's gonna be
a little
defrost.
It's a fail.
But it's higher up. But that's just you see.
Although
right
it does,
there.
everything's cold in there though.
It is. Oh, but you need to hydrate, by the way. Hydration for you.
Oh, thank you, baby.
Hydration for moi. Ah, and speaking of hydration, we love, and it was really important for us, especially in a small space, to figure out a way to stay hydrated without constantly having to buy bottled water. We're not a big fan of drinking directly from the faucet. I know some folks will because they have special systems, but we don't. So what we've done is we've got a Berkey system right here. It's a 1.5 gallon Berkey system, and we actually added this on here. Dave added this,
right,
which is basically a measuring tool, so you know how much of water you put into the Berkey, because you know you can forget and it can overflow. So it's wonderful because with us, it's almost like a triple filtration system. So we go filtered water from the outside to inside the tank, the freshwater tank, and then it goes into the sink, which we have a filter attached to the sink, and then from the sink filtered water it goes into the Berkey, and the Berkey is double charcoal filtered, and it goes from the Berkey into this, and you know where else? Into my mouth.
Well said, baby. Well said.
Hydration is key, especially in areas like Las Vegas. It's just dry. It's just extra dry. So behind this door here is a big deal for an RV of this size. And what is behind this door? Well, it's the bathroom. But before we go in there, I want to let you know that we have a 50-gallon fresh and a 50-gallon gray. Now, we don't have a black tank, but I'll let Dave tell you that in just a minute. But it is a big deal when it comes to this bathroom, and I'll show you why. So we have a wet, dry bathroom. This is a very European style bathroom design. And what do you mean? Like, where's the shower? If you're looking, oh, hello, where's the shower? Can't see it.
Wait a second. What do you do? What do you do with the shower? What do you do with the shower?
Well, I'll show you. It's like a magic trick. You just pop, lock,
voila.
Roll. Now I have right now in here, basically I can fit in here, Dave can fit in here. There's a shower curtain for extra protection. It's got an Oxygenics head, and it's quick. You can actually put it on a certain, from eco to comfort mode on our heating system, and the comfort mode heats up the water like that. So you have instant hot water, which is a big deal, especially for us when we're boondocking. We're trying to preserve as much as we can, but having that 50-gallon fresh, we can stay nice and clean, and everything stays dry on the other side of this wall.
Now, since we were just talking about the bathroom, I want to show you where that stuff goes from the toilet. Tanya mentioned we don't have a black tank, but what we do have is what's called a cassette toilet, and that's actually right in here in this compartment. It's a 5-gallon cassette that you essentially just pull right out, and you can dump in bathrooms and waste receptacles really almost anywhere. We've done a full video on that, so I'm not going to go into details now, but you should definitely check that out. It's in the description box below.
Yeah, you definitely want to check that out because Dave goes full combat mode with that toilet suitcase. You know, one of the key things we really enjoy is the personalization aspect of Desert Snow, making it feel more at home for us. There's a couple things, especially back here in our bedroom area, that I've done, like wall decals to kind of really bring out a little bit of flavor and color. We've actually added these cat screens. You may notice them around the RV. You may have noticed them earlier. They're a big protection. So before we get to the biggest modification we've made so far, I want to talk about a mod that I'm pretty proud of. It's pretty simple, but I'm very proud. And since we do a ton of winter camping, one of the things we've noticed is our floors do get cold in the winter. So what I've done to make it feel a little bit more cozy is I've added rugs. I've added rugs to the RV to really make it feel a little bit more at home and warm and cozy on your toesies. And it took me a while to get it just right, but I am very pleased with how it came out. All right, I need to go outside for a refill anyway, so I think it is time for you to see one of our biggest mods today, and we are very excited about this, and so is Dave. Look, get out there. Good.
And we love getting off the beaten path, trying to go down roads maybe not a lot of RVs can do. And that's one thing we love about the Ford Transit chassis. It's all-wheel drive and also has a great powerful gas engine. We also did another major mod that really enhanced the capabilities, which we're going to talk about later. Oh man, it's freaking, the sun's like blasting me. Is that better?
That's
Is that
much
okay?
better.
All right, so do you see these bad boys? Well, this is what Tanya was talking about. We actually added a Quigley 2-inch lift to Desert Snow. As part of that too, we added Falcon larger tires. So this just creates a much more smooth ride. As part of it too, Bilstein shocks in the front, adjustable Falcon shocks in the back. And so the ride is incredibly smooth. We're super excited about it and really looking forward to testing this out in the snow this winter. So stay tuned for that.
And without further ado, enough talk, take a look at these bad boys.
First, let's talk about the storage. We have a lot of storage.
We have a lot of storage.
Yes. Welcome to our garage space, everyone. Hey, what are you guys doing over there? Get on this side. Come on, come over here. Well, that is much better. And as you can see, this garage space here in Desert Snow is amazing. It's just a huge compartment and it really meets our needs. We fill this thing up. Sometimes it's like a jigsaw puzzle in here. You know, guys, you've probably seen that. We put so much in here. And you still, even with this amount of space, you still have to really pick and choose depending on the type of trip you're going on. Is it like winter camping? Is it something in the heat of the summer? We'll bring different things depending on the situation. I do want to point out one more thing though that's great about this space. If you're traveling in the winter, the compartment's also heated and very well insulated. So we can actually put extra drinks in here and things like that without fear of actually those things freezing.
And we do, and they don't.
Oh, and one more thing. We have actually access to our garage space from all three sides, which makes it super convenient.
Oh, I like this one.
Yes, we get a lot of questions on this as well. And this is actually the exterior kitchen. That is an option that we actually decided to get as part of our Desert Snow. And it's really because we do a lot of boondocking and we love to cook outside as well. And it's basically, you have a, so, oh, let me put it in.
Ooh! This is my favorite spot.
Right? And there's a couple of benefits of the exterior kitchen. First, you have this whole extra refrigerator slash freezer space. You can set it as a fridge or freezer. Right now, of course, we have plenty of space in here, but if we're going out camping for a while, we'll fill this up. And we found it very useful, especially when we drove all across the country and camped all across the country. And of course, we also have 2 propane burners as well out here. And then the water you can use as a sink as well. You just kind of pull this up and you put a little sink in here as well. And we've shown this quite a bit in some of our tours as well. You can check that out. But we also love cooking outside. Tanya will prep out here, bring out the induction cooktop, cook on that. And overall, this has been a great win for us.
Guess what time it is?
What time is it, babe?
It's happy hour time.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's cocktail. I'm gonna have a little 'tis the season eggnog, and I got you, since you don't like eggnog.
I'm gonna have that hefty White Claw.
Hefty White Claw.
I
That
like
is
it.
for you.
Thank you, baby.
And a little for me. Well, you know, a little. Perfect. Cheers.
Cheers, baby.
Let's turn it up, world, to all the great adventures ahead.
I'll drink to that.
You know, there's some things like people, they don't name their RV. I know we've talked to quite a few folks that don't, but we've named our RV for a reason. It's because, you know, during our first year, we've already touched 30 states. We've been through a lot of incredible sites, a lot of incredible journeys, some things that happen to all of us in the RV space that I refuse to talk about right now, but it's a part of our life and a part of our adventure. And he's a big deal. He's a big part of our life.
Huge part of it. I feel like we're just getting started
We
too.
are.
Like we're learning all the time. You know, we've been basically full time in for about a year now, and it's been an amazing experience.
Absolutely, the people we met, and I just feel like it's one of those things that we will always cherish for the rest of our lives.
Exactly. Incredible memories and friends. Love you, babe.
Hey, and we look forward to seeing you guys out here as well. All right, hold on. This is happy hour drink time. So toast to the
babe.
most.
Toast.
All right, now I got something I really want to show them on the inside. Hey, so why don't you guys come on inside, and if you haven't done so already, come meet the kitties. Some of you may know them, some of you may not. Come on and say hello to our babies. Where's Mommy Scooby? So you might be wondering about the cats, and I'll talk about that really quick. The cats in terms of where do they go to the bathroom? How do they use? Oh, Brady's like, Brady's saying hello to you. So actually, we put their cat bin right under our table. It fits perfectly under there. Some folks have made use for the outside compartment, but we're very on top of keeping it clean, so we haven't had the odor issues, and we will continue not to do so, but they're very happy with where it's currently at, and so are we. So this is Brady, for those of you that don't know. He is the big boy, and of course sleeping and loves the sunshine. Over to my left, your right, is Bailey, our little Spitfire. So these two right here, are probably a really big reason as to why we chose this RV. On top of many other things, they were a big part of this decision. So we won't disturb them in a moment. We'll just give us a second. I gotta tell them that we're bringing everybody in here for a tour. Wait a second.
Ray, what you doing there? Oh, so. Oh, da.
Who's mommy's here? Stocky buckies.
So real quick, we'd like to talk about the heat and hot water systems that we have in Desert Snow. Both are by Truma, and despite some early issues with our heat system, some early warnings, right now everything has been fixed and we're super pleased. Very efficient, we have instant hot water, and both run off propane, and we have standard basically 20-pound propane tanks right here, which we're happy with as well. They're easy, we can take them right out, get them filled up, put them back in, super easy. So overall, the system is great. Now, one thing with Desert Snow is that we wanted to make sure we had the perfect amount of power, whether we're winter camping or camping in the heat of the summer. And we feel like we have a great mix of options here. We actually have 2 Lithionics lithium batteries, 320 amps each, gives us 8,200 watts of power. And that's not all that we have as well, because in the summer when we're running the air conditioner, that can really drain relatively quickly. And so we added also an Onan generator. It's a 2,800 watt generator, and it's super quiet. We've been super happy with it. We run this many times in the summer months in the heat, and that's just been great. And in addition, for charging, there's a second alternator up in the Transit which charges while we're driving the batteries, and up top we have 450 watts of solar. Now, these next 2 things we get a lot of questions about from people we see on the road or online. And the first one is the so-called batwing awning. And I gotta say, when we got this, we weren't really sure what we'd think about the batwing awning, but we know we wanted to give it a try. And I gotta say, we love this thing. It's super easy to set up. It's incredibly sturdy, can really handle the winds that you get out on the road as well.
And I love having shade on both sides.
Exactly.
That's a big for me.
No, it's amazing. So we do have a regular awning. We have a regular Carefree awning that we use as well. But this extra space here just creates a whole new outdoor living area for us. It's great. Now, I just wanted to talk about briefly internet and cell phone access when you're on the road, because we go off quite a bit in different areas, whether it could be a city, but it also could be way out in the boonies with really no cell service. So we have multiple options. We use Starlink, and we actually attach Starlink to a flagpole buddy right behind us. It's not connected now because we're actually in Las Vegas, where we have a ton of cell phone access. And then to help the cell phones out, we actually have WeBoost Reach. And you can see right there, that's the antenna for the WeBoost Reach. And we find overall that we have a number of the different redundancies really help us maintain connections, whether it's via Starlink or whether it's via our cell phones. If you have an experience in an RV or van and have some great mods or organization tips you want to share with us, please let us know in the comments below. We would love to hear from you.
And there's one more thing we should probably remind them that's really important.
Oh yeah, what's that?
You know.
Wait. Oh.
Yes. If you guys have not seen our awesome tour of Desert Snow, you can hit that video anywhere on the screen. And if you want to join us in some of our crazy adventures that we've had so far, you can hit that playlist right there. All right, we'll wait a second. We'll wait a second. Give you some time to find it. All right, you guys, and we'll see you in the next one.